Hello. Hello and welcome to the series Success Principles for Dealing with Tough Time. There are so many times when you create an agreement with yourself, but you don't really think about it as an agreement. Think about the time when you said to yourself that I will get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, or I will eat right, or I will meet person X at 3:30, dot at 3:30. Or even when you're disciplining somebody, when you're telling your child that if you don't study, you will not be rewarded. If you don't study, you will not be able to watch a movie. If you don't study, you will not get this gift. And or go out and play, and otherwise you will not get video time. So there are so many things when we make an agreement. Normally in life, when we think about agreements, we always think about agreements in the black and white scanned paper, which is there, and we think about that it has to have a corporate logo. We have an agreement with X party, and we need to maintain an agreement. Yes, we need to maintain an agreement. At the same time, we also need to maintain our agreement with ourselves, which is very, very, very crucial. We need to maintain our agreements with our loved ones, be it in terms of punishment, be it in terms of when we promise them something, darling, we'll go out on a holiday this summer, and we're not able to do that because something else comes up. Are we informing them? Are we not informing them? Are we making up for it? So there are so many things about agreement. That brings me to the success principle, keeping your agreements and the importance of it. Of course, when two parties, when two business houses, or when two corporates have agreement with each other, it's normally in monetary terms, or there is some kind of an exchange in terms of uh, monetary benefit, right? So this machine or this equipment is going to be supplied by such and such date. What is the cost of not agreeing or not keeping that agreement of supplying that equipment? Of course, the other party is suffering because there is a delay in the start of the production, there is a delay in whatever has been promised by the company to the board. But at the same time, what is the cost of you as a service provider who is not providing this equipment? There is a loss of faith, there is loss of face, there is trust issues that is lost. And when we overpromise, there are so many times when we overpromise. We know that it's not going to be done, but we overpromise just to get that sale. Does that really work in the long term? Keeping our agreements is very, very important. As a trainer, there are small agreements, that we always make with our clients, or we ask our clients to keep with us. So of course, in a live workshop, it's more about keeping your phone switched off, not having to look at them. In now that we are all online, it's about not recording. It's about completing your assignments on time, making sure that you send it back with in various manners that it is there. So every trainer would have their own set of agreements. Every manager, when they're dealing with their subordinates, or when the subordinate is dealing with the manager, so whatever it is, life is full of small, small agreements. And in our, especially in our chalta hai attitude, we just forget that this impacts us solely and wholly in so many ways. It impacts our own self-esteem. When we say that, okay, I will do it, and we don't send it, we are actually losing a little bit of self-esteem. When we saying that I will do it, and the next time does the boss trust you to do it? The next time does your wife or your husband trust you to do it? When we are so focused on the fact that, okay, let me promise that, and I'll try and do my best, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Promise with caution. Uh, Keeping your promises, keeping your agreements is very, very crucial for your relationships, for your own esteem, for the kind of uh, trust that people have on in you. This is something that I spoke about earlier as well, especially when we're dealing with children. It's about when we tell them, I will take you to Disney World, and then you don't, because there's something more important that has come up in office or in the family side. Are we actually communicating to them properly? We are taking time to sit and communicate with them that such and such has happened, and we will do it in the next time. Because life does happen. Whenever we are making a promise, there could be something that happens, but what is your fallback strategy of it? Are you communicating? Okay, or you just think it doesn't matter. It's like things happen. The moment you do that, there is a very unconscious uh, bias, or there is a very unconscious command that you're giving, that it does not matter whether you're saying that you will do this or you won't, or you're not saying this. Uh, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to do it. So the consequences of not keeping your agreement is much higher than thinking about it and saying that I will do it, or at least communicating when you're not able to do it. So just think about it when you're making an agreement with yourself. I will go to the gym, I will eat proper food, or I will go out party with my friends, and then you're not doing it. What is it? What does it cost to you? What difference do you experience in yourself when you don't keep your agreement with yourself? Because that's the biggest one. When you're keeping your agreement with yourself or you're not keeping your agreement with yourself. Because of peer pressure, because you don't want to do it, because it doesn't feel like it. It could be so many things. But when you don't keep your agreement with yourself, what is the cost it has in your own life? A lot of us, because of this pandemic, there is a conscious effort to increase immunity for all of us. At least the world is more conscious that immunity needs to be increased now, right? But are we actually looking at it in the manner that it's required to? Okay, or are we actually just looking at it that says that okay, I will do it when it is convenient? It depends on whatever agreement you have with yourself, and it does not have to do with a judgment somebody sitting out there. So be conscious of what agreement you have with yourself, be conscious of what agreements you have with others, and write down for yourself what is the consequence of not keeping the small agreements. I'm not talking the big agreements, just the small agreements. What is the consequence of not doing it? And uh, of course, based on the consequences that you think uh, is there, what would you want to do instead, right? So that's my list for today. I would love to hear more from you as to what difference has made in your life. I do get comments and feedback from people on a personal message, and I would like to keep hearing that, or in the comments box as well. Thank you so much for listening to me. My name is Prosperity. I'm an emotional coach and certified trainer by Jack Canfield on Success Principles. Uh, thank you and have a nice day.